Hey guys, my name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando, it's Heresy Thursday, and we've got one coming out of left field. Right, protect your god engines with the unyielding Secutarii Axiarch. Recent Heresy Thursday articles have been following a theme with a parade of characters from the Legiones Astartes gracing our pages. Some have carried standards for the Loyalists or traitor forces. One had a truly massive hammer, and another was definitely not a psyker. And he'd prefer you not press the matter further, thanks. But we're taking a break from Space Marines because you have a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Well, this is very interesting. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Mechanicum in 30k, they don't get Secutarii like they do in 40k, but instead they get all sorts of different weird and wonderful things. And one of those things is the Secutarii, and they're a lovely little Forge World upgrade set for the 40k Secutarii kit. And you can either buy the Secutarii kit with some name I can't remember with rifles, or you can get the Hoplite set, which gives them shields and spears. And this guy, he commands them. The Secutarii Axiarch has rules in the Mechanicum book, and the idea behind the Tech Guard is that they defend Titans. They're the guys running around at their feet, they're stationed inside the larger Titans, and they are the last line of defence when a Titan gets absolutely mobbed at close range. So it doesn't have to worry about the little ants running around its feet, and it can focus on the bigger, more dangerous threats around it. Now, the Secutarii are an interesting kit because they are a hybrid kit of Forge World resin and plastic. And this design is a little different to how they appear at the moment, which makes me think like they may be getting a standalone plastic kit, which would be pretty standard for Heresy 2.0. The Mechanicum release has had a pretty slim picking when it comes to release of kits, but they are getting a second wave with things like the Thalax with its last cannon and Gravity Knuckle thing. I can't remember all the names. I can't be bothered to. I'm too old to remember the names of everything nowadays. And it wouldn't surprise me to see these guys get a plastic kit, because nothing says this is the correct financial decision like releasing a kit that usually accompanies a £1,000 resin beast into battle over something like, say, plastic breeches. Now, let's talk about the model itself. That's what we're here for, is actually this figure. I like the overall design of the model. All of the aesthetics here are pretty good. I think the painting on this is really quite good. It's got some nice subtle weathering. I like the colour schemes. I've always preferred the Mars red, the deep sort of burgundy red of the Mechanicum over some of the other schemes that go out there. I like his mask. I think his helmet's a really cool design. His weapon is pretty standard. His shield looks like it might actually be made from a Titan's armor plate. I think that is. That looks very familiar. But what I don't like is the pose, particularly, because I think it is a little too static. I always like my models to have a little bit more dynamism to them, a little bit more movement, something that I can use as a base to make something else. Now, this is pretty boring, and yes, I could, in theory, use it to make something else. Chop his arms off, keep the armor and the cloak, maybe remove the head, and stick a bald head in there and some different arms, and you'd have a pretty cool character for Necromunda. Shave off the overly Mechanicum symbols, and you've got a really cool looking Necromunda bounty hunter or hired gun of some sort, an Inquisitor or anything like that. A Navigator could be made from this, a Legate Marshal for the Solar Auxilia, or anything to do with the militia. So all in all, pretty solid, but I would like to see how he goes together. That's something I have to sort of reserve judgment until I've seen how the model is cut. because, if the head's still one part with this, it's going to make things a lot more difficult. The skull, the servo skull, it's not really needed. I don't think it particularly adds anything to the model, and in fact I think it kind of off balances a bit, but that's me personally. As they say, the Secutarii Axiarch has rules in the Liber Mechanicum list, and he will be a resin model. So all in all, pretty solid. It doesn't thrill me. It doesn't make me want to drop everything and run out and collect a Mechanicum army. But it is a solid release, and it's one of those ones that I will probably see in 6 months and go, oh yeah, that came out. That's cool. But yeah, it's definitely not one that it has wowed me. It's not one that's made me change my plans or made me want to sort of drop everything I'm working on. So I've got to give it maybe a 5.5 out of 10. I'll round it up to a 6 because the painting's pretty good. So yeah, that's Heresy Thursday. Some people thought we weren't going to get one, and again, they haven't mentioned anything about next week, so we may not get one next week. But who knows? We didn't get told something last week either. Keep an eye out there, guys. Stay strong with the Heresy. If you have any questions, suggestions, or just comments in general, please pop them down below. Commenting is free, and it's one of the best ways to support the channel. If you want to have a chat with us, show us what you're working on, go and show me your amazing Mechanicum and tell me how wrong I am for not having a Mechanicum army, come join us on Discord. If you haven't got the link to Discord, just drop me a message or a comment here, and I'll be happy to provide it. As always, guys, I really appreciate all of you that watch these videos, especially those of you who make it to the end. So if you do, give us a roboto in the comments. Alright, guys, stay safe. Have a great day. Bye-bye.